Hey guys, Austin Madison Airsoft here, and today I kind of want to talk about some of the people at the field that are just really nice. Our whole team enjoys them. They're fun to play with. They're not cheating. They get along with the new players. I remember two of them mainly helped me start. Um, One of the biggest ones is the first person that actually accepted me at the field. And then the next one, he helps me and he helps my team. And he's just a great guy. And there's a few guys over at the field I'm going to talk about. Um, but mainly, I want to talk about Kyle. We call him Punisher because he just loves the Punisher. And he has the Punisher patches. He puts the emblem on his gun. So he's a nice guy. When I first went to the field, it was actually just me and Matthew playing, and so we were playing CQB most of the time together. It was fun, but then my second time, it was just me and Aaron. We went to the Night of the Dead event. It was the weekend after our first time there, and I was running my AEG MP7. If you ever seen one of those, they suck. And I got behind cover, and he asked me what gun I was using, and I told him what it was. He's like, "Oh yeah, I know what you're running." He's like, "Well, uh, I guess you have to get up close," and so. But I was like, "Yeah, it's hard to do that. Some of these guys are good." And he's like, "Yeah, some of these they spend a lot of money for it. So, but at some point you'll end up getting better, and you just gotta deal with what you got until you get something better." And so I took that, and I ended up actually, I saw him about 6 months later, and I didn't really recognize him for a while. Then I heard him. I was like, "Oh my god, I remember you." And he's like, "Oh, I remember you too. You're from the Night of the Dead. You were the guy with the MP7." I was like, "Yep." And ever since, we've been really good friends at the field. And his team is basically our main friends. Uh, Ghost Squad. They're a good squad. Most of their players get along with other people. I think every single person on there I've talked to and I'm able to talk to. I'm not kind of edgy. Don't really talk to him because I'm nervous that I'll say something wrong and I'll be like corrected, or I'll feel like an idiot because they know more about the sport than I do. So I get along with them. And speaking of the Ghost Squad, another person at the field that is just great is Mike. Um, he uh, he runs DMR, and I think it was the same time. The first time I ever saw him was the Night of the Dead. Also, he was playing sniper. I didn't really talk to him that night, but I saw him. He was a great player. We were always in the same team, but never the same squad going in the Night of the Dead. So I never really got to see him too much. But I saw him every once in a while. Now I see him a lot because he's down at the field normally when I am, and I go a lot more often. So he plays very well. He'll teach you a lot of stuff. He's actually the one who taught me to corner shoot. I remember last time I was there, I knew the basics of it, but he helped me a little bit more, and it ended up actually helping me that day a few times. And so I was able to get my shot off quicker, and so I was able to kind of have a more comfortable position when I was doing it. And he's just a great guy all around, just as much as Kyle. We call him the fireman because I don't remember what happened, but he has burns, and I know a lot of people go by Mike, and that's what I go by. But he's just a great player, and both of those guys they're just awesome. And if you could ever play with them, you'd understand why. There are two guys that everyone likes. I've never heard anybody not like them or have some motive to not like them. There's no reason not to like them. They're nice to, I think, every single person I've ever seen them around. They don't make fun of new players, which I've seen at our field, and I really hate it. And but yeah, that team is just great. I know Scotty, he's a good guy. He's funny. He also is another person lets in the beginners, and he's just great. All of the Ghost Squad is just great. I hope they succeed in what they want to do. I actually hope they start a YouTube channel because that'd be great. I'd be subscribed right as soon as they made it, and I'd be watching videos. Another great person that is at our field is Steven. He's the leader of the DOA team, which is the Order. They're basically the main team there. They're pretty big in Iowa, so they actually go play tournaments, kind of like us, but a lot more often. And he has, I don't know how many players, but he has a pretty good amount of our field on his team. And he is the leader of it, actually. And he's a great guy. He went through a lot, and he brought himself back up. I'm not going to tell you that. I'm not sure if he wants us to tell you that, what happened, but I'll leave that to another time if he's okay with it. But well, Steven, he's always been kind of nice to us. I remember when I first met him, I was in kind of cruddy gear, and he kind of put me down the first time I saw him, really, but I didn't take it that way. I almost took it as a motivation to get better. I think it was when Matthew, he was only running a spring shotgun, and I had a crappy M4, and he came up to Matt and offered him one of the rentals for free. He's like, man, you can't be on my team with the spring shotgun, so here, take this, and it's a joke, and and Matthew loved it, and I was like, oh, that's nice, I wish I could use that, so me and Matt ended up switching every few games, but the thing was, he's like, be very careful with this, because this costs more than all that guy's gear right there, and he pointed at me, and I was like, at first, I didn't take it as motivation. Once I thought about it, I was like, yeah, it tells me I can get better, and I'll figure it out. And that was about 4 months ago that it happened. But that actually wasn't the first time I met Steven. It was also at the Night of Dead. And I actually have what Steven gave me the first time I ever met him was he gave me a free Evike hydration bottle. Not like a pack or anything, just a water bottle. And to this day, it's been sitting on my desk. And it's kind of just sitting here, kind of a good thing. It was something I got from my first actual event, so I think I'm just going to keep it. Kind of give myself motivation. And those are basically the guys that are great at my field. And I give them thanks. I talk to Mike a lot. He's on my group for my airsoft team. He's not part of it, but he helps me. And I remember I got a little harsh this week and with one of our players. I'll leave that to another day why, but he calmed me down, and it ended up kind of helping me that it calmed down, because it could have backfired if I didn't and did what I was going to go through. So thank you, Mike, and I hope you guys don't stop playing airsoft, and I hope to see you a lot more at the field. So guys, that's the end of this video, but I'm going to re-announce them. The 4 people I've talked about is Mike, Scotty, Kyle, and Steven. Give thanks to these guys. Go check out Steven's channel, Captain Court. I'm not sure about his gameplay channel, but he does some Battlefield 4 on Captain Court. If you want to know his gameplay channel for Airsoft, go check him out and comment on his video. And if you guys want to check out some videos of our field, go to the DOA Airsoft Facebook page, and they have them in the video section.